When I was in 6th grade, I needed something to do. I'd always overthought everything, and me not having a passion was really starting to get to me. I'd always been alright at sports, but never good enough to be the star of the team. I had always sung along with the radio, but that just wasn't enough. I was in chorus, but never thought anything of it. But in the end of the year, I tried out for the show. Being my first audition, I was as scared as I'd ever been. Little did I know, making that show would change my life forever. Theater has changed my life for the better by teaching me teamwork. It taught me how to convey emotion to an audience and hopefully make the audience forget what was going on in the outside world. Anything bad that has happened to you beforehand, I guarantee you will not think about it during a show. You'll be thinking about the story or the plot at hand, what's going to happen after intermission. You'll be completely enthralled, and every bit of you will be focused on what's going on in the show. My goal is to make somebody join theater, or maybe even watch a show, or possibly join a program. Maybe something as simple as building a set, helping with costumes, helping behind scenes. My goal is to make you involved.
I'm not like you.
Yeah, that's swell. So we'll start again, all right?
Okay.
Rolling. A little to the left, a little to the right.
The first thing I would like to talk about is not something that directly affects me. All it does is help me to do better and encourage me to try harder, and that's the audience. If you're doing a funny show and you're not getting laughs, you're not doing it right. And if you're doing a sad show and you're not getting tears and pain from the audience, you're not doing it right either. In fact, there should always be a moment in every show where somebody's laughing or somebody's crying or something like that, because that's how plot and theater works. You're about to witness a clip from Chaplin, the most recent musical that we did, which got nominated for 7 Schuler Awards. It's how the audience is affected and how it makes me a better performer and enjoy theater more.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what my character is doing.
What?
In London, I always knew what my character was doing.
This is Hollywood. We don't have characters.
If you couldn't tell, I was the guy in the fat suit, the guy with the gray hair, and the guy with the really annoying voice. Now, the guy I'm talking to is the character Chaplin from Chaplin the Musical. He's a fellow troupe member, and he is also a senior. As you can see, he is very talented, and later in the video, you will see how he made this entirely possible. Now, theater is a thing for me where I feel comfortable in the environment that I'm in, and I really enjoy making the audience laugh. Here's another example. The next thing that makes theater so amazing and that makes it my passion and what I love to do is teamwork. Nothing is possible without teamwork in theater. Moving sets, helping people backstage, even talking to each other in lines. Everything is involved with teamwork. Here's an example of how teamwork can make a set change seamless, make it seem like it never even happened. We went from one room to another in 5 seconds. Now, teamwork is not normally associated with theater. In fact, it is also often given to sports. But as you just saw, without teamwork, all of those set pieces wouldn't have been on stage, and he'd be left in the same room but in a different scene, and that can't happen. A big part of teamwork is trust. And how you gain trust is being in shows together, learning together, making friends, and laughing together. Without it, how do you know your cast member is going to deliver the right line? How do you know that your costume change is going to be helped with by the people backstage? How do you know your mic is going to work? You don't. You have to have trust with your castmates and your teammates, just like sports. You're all probably wondering, why is this strange thing that people do and work together for matter to me? All I've talked about is how great it is. Why does it matter? Well, as I said earlier, as a 6th grader, I had no clue what I was going to do, and I was never really good enough at anything. But in theater, you are always accepted, no matter your skill level. Although some people's skill levels are much higher than the required amount to be in theater, which is very low, because as I said, everyone is always accepted. I'm sure you thought that I was going to say me. No, I'm nowhere close to the skill level that Evan has. Here's a clip.
Something funny. Mother, show me something that's funny. Show me how to find the stories.
So if I haven't convinced you to go watch one of our shows, which at this point I don't see how you wouldn't want to, but if I haven't convinced you yet, let me just tell you this. West Forsyth High School has the best theater program in the state. Yes, I'll give you a second for that to settle in your mind. We have the best theater program in the state. We have the most Schuler nominations, and Schuler's is the Georgia version of Tony's, which is the Musical Theater Awards, but Schuler's are for high school. We have the most out of any school put together over the years, and we have not been a school near as long as them. So if the numbers don't tell you anything, I don't know what will. Actually, I do know it will convince you, but I'll save it for the end. So you're probably wondering, if our theater program's so amazing, why haven't I heard about it? Well, I hate to say it, but that's the problem with theater. The real problem with theater is lack of promotion, but that's easily fixable. All we have to do is promote our shows more. For example, you always hear the sports announcements on the morning announcements, or the afternoon announcements, depending on what day it is, but you always hear about sports. But what about our theater program? You never hear when our shows are, you never get any promotion from our shows. Just because there's a lack of promotion doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. For example, the flyers in the hallway. We hang up flyers before every show of the dates and the money required, and students get a discount and all that good stuff. But the thing is, to be honest, our theater's packed every night. And I'm not trying to say this just to get promotion, I'm serious. Our theater holds a capacity of 400 plus, and normally we fill that. But not every night. The thing is, though, is that we need the students to come to as many as we can. And after what you're about to see, I can't see how you couldn't. Now I'm going to leave you with this, the last part of my TED Talk. I'm going to let you watch the last minute of this clip. Happy people make theater, and theater makes people happy. Thank you.